Welcome, everyone, to the Flower Files podcast sponsored by Wildly Native Flower Farm. Here, everyone is welcome to talk with fellow flower lovers, including real perspectives from the farm, the flowers, and me, the florist.
From the messy day-to-day operations down to the details and even business perspectives, this podcast has a little bit of everything to keep it real. We know that life can get crazy and we don't always have the time to spend on what we love, so we are here to help you take a little time to indulge in nature. I'm Liza Getz.
I'm Lizzie Frey, and we are the team that makes this podcast. Every once in a while, we have a couple guests, this business thing, and what we are working with is called life.
Join us as we walk you through how to think outside the box, talk from the farmer's perspective, have honest conversations about florals, and how to run, well, life. So listen in.
You can find us on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, in the podcast section, and any of your other podcast platforms. You can also find us online at wildlynativeflowerfarm.com, and in an easy way, you can look in the show notes, and all of the information will be right there for easy access for you guys.
Well, hey, flower friends, and welcome back to the Flower Files, your go-to podcast for all things flower, farming, local blooms, and cultivating a life you love with flowers. Sound like a commercial?
Yeah.
So bad. I'm your host, Liza, and today I'm joined by
Kenley, hello.
Shocker. She's my go-to gal. Kenley, we got to do this podcast. I want to talk about this. And she's like, okay.
Pretty
So
much.
I appreciate that. Thank you.
You're very welcome.
But today we're going to dive into a topic that every grower, no matter how big, how small, how old, how young, sometimes it's a chore. You're going to know exactly what we're talking about. If I say asparagus patch, what were you made to do as a child?
Weed. Say weed and pick up sticks.
Oh my God. Oh my God. So fun fact, my whole life, I was always told that I had to be the one who picked up the sticks. My mom couldn't do it because she had short back muscles and she was not allowed to pick up sticks.
Interesting.
Yeah. I was like, that sounds like some good bullshit to me.
Yeah.
But I mean, I was lower to the ground, so it was fine.
Yeah.
It was
No,
totally
my
fine.
parents would make us haul around like the trash cans at like neighborhoods. You like have them out.
With the wheels?
Yes. They make us haul those around and fill them up with sticks every fall for the wood stove in the winter.
Oh my gosh. Okay, so weeds, they show up uninvited. They compete with your plants. They seem to grow faster than anything else in the garden.
Everything.
And sometimes, okay, so let's define what a weed actually is. What is a weed?
A plant you don't want.
Yeah, a plant that's growing in a place where you don't want it to. So sometimes things are weeds and they're still plants.
A plant. There's still a flower. It's just you don't want it there.
Exactly. So today we're going to talk a little bit about strategy, how to win the war against weeds without losing your mind or stressing those short back muscles.
Oh my gosh.
So grab your gloves, maybe a cup of coffee to keep you going. And I don't know, this time of year I feel like maybe a little sweet tea.
Maybe, yeah.
Maybe a little sweet tea
if
would
you
work.
like sweet tea, yeah.
Yeah. And let's figure out how to dig in on these guys. So I want to talk a little bit about them and understand like how they work. So before you can really fight something, you've got to understand what we're dealing with. And as we just said, weeds are plants growing where we don't want them.
And every weed is different on how you have to take care of it.
100%.
Yeah.
100%. What is the number one weed that we fight with here on the farm?
Thistle.
You didn't even have to think about that.
No, because I'm constantly fighting it.
Yeah.
It's like, I mean, there's more.
We've tried a lot of different methods for that too.
We've tried digging it out. We've tried spraying it. We've tried just pulling it, and
pulling it makes it grow better.
Yes, it does. It does. It really does. I feel like, and honestly with thistle, I feel like spraying it is your only option that like truly works, unless you have a really freaking long shovel and can dig out the whole root.
Well, and there's lots of different types of thistle too. There's the I don't mind the thistle that it's shorter, it's a little softer, it gets the little yellow flowers at the top and it's little. We're talking about the Canadian
Yeah.
thistle. It's actually an invasive species.
Mm-hmm.
And when we say spray here on the farm, Kelly, you want to explain how you spray?
With a lot of it. We fill up a 15-gallon tank in the back of the gator, and we ride around and just hit all of it.
Yeah.
It's a
If
lot.
there's a spot where it's growing
Yes,
amongst,
other stuff. Yeah.
then what's your secret technique for that?
Taking a little bit of spray in a cup and grabbing a paintbrush and
Mhm.
brushing it on
Very targeted.
brushing it on the leaves of it so that way you're not killing everything else around it.
Yeah. And we had two really bad hot spots this past summer.
Yes.
And that's why we had to use a tank sprayer.
Yeah.
We tried everything. We pulled and pulled and pulled. And literally after the sixth time
Uh-huh.
we had pulled that area,
Uh-huh.
we looked at each other and said, it's time.
Yeah.
Like there's sometimes you have to do that
Yeah.
to beat it.
Yeah, to beat it, because it started showing up like 2 weeks ago, and then it just took over the whole area. We're like,
Yeah, it just
we did everything we could last year to try and beat it, because I even sprayed it like late fall last year, and it still came back like triple. It's like,
yeah.
why?
I don't know. I don't know.
Mm-mm.
It's awful.
Mm-hmm.
Awful, awful, awful. So some weeds are super fast growing annuals like chickweed or purslane and both of those I don't mind.
No, they're not. They're
Um,
easy to pull out.
they're super easy to pull out and it's so satisfying because when you find the center and you pull it out and you've pulled out this great big clump, it's like,
Mm-hmm.
I feel so satisfied.
Mm-hmm.
And the soil in the spring is usually nice and soft.
Yeah.
Um,
Yep.
but those perennial powerhouses like bindweed or thistle, and they keep coming back year after year after year. The other thing to consider is the fact that not only are they stickledy, pointy, and miserable, just there's nothing worse than when we're picking peonies in that
Oh my
front
gosh, it's
patch
awful.
and you stick your hand down and the thistle pokes your hand through
Yeah.
the glove,
Uh-huh.
or you're wearing short sleeves and because you have gloves on you don't feel it on your hand, then
Yep.
it scrapes you up your arm,
Uh-huh.
like it just
And then you itch.
no.
I feel like thistle also makes me like itch after it
Yeah,
scrapes me. Yeah.
yeah, absolutely, absolutely. So I not only are they difficult because of that, but they're robbing the soil of nutrients.
Mm-hmm.
They hog that sunlight and they just crowd everything out.
Mm-hmm.
So, but here's the good news: they're preventable.
Mm-hmm.
And predictable means beatable, so we can beat them.
Yes.
I think we're really lucky in the fact that we here don't have hogweed.
Yeah.
We don't have any of the weeds. So we don't have hogweed. And for those of you who aren't familiar with hogweed looks a lot like Queen Anne's lace,
Yeah.
but it actually can burn your skin. Like
Mm-hmm.
it's a dangerous weed.
Mm-hmm.
It's not nice at all. Um, So there's a lot of weeds that we fight with that have really thick stems.
Yeah.
I'm thinking pokeberry.
God, they're freaking awful.
I mean, they're just
They
massive.
get 8 foot tall, and then the root underneath the ground is like the size of a basketball. It's awful.
Yeah, they're insane.
Yeah.
They're absolutely insane.
And then too, if you let it get too big, then you're covered in the purple berry juice that will not wash out of your clothes. It's awful.
Yeah. I mean, and if it's in a hedgerow
Yeah.
or if it's somewhere close by, it's
Yeah.
just one of those things that you have to
Mm-hmm.
know what it looks like young to be able to get rid of it.
Yeah.
So, okay. So you know the saying, an ounce of prevention is worth a pound of cure. An ounce of prevention
Mm-hmm.
is worth a pound of cure. I think I said that one right. So when it comes to weeds, that is such the truth. I think the number one most powerful tool in our toolkit is mulch.
Mm-hmm.
Hey guys, Lizzie here. I bet you didn't know this about me, but I am gluten free, and one of the things that I struggle with is going to the grocery store and finding the foods that fit my dietary needs. What I have been doing for the past couple of months is ordering from Hungry Root. Now, Hungry Root is an online company where you can order groceries off of their website. It's full of produce, crackers, cookies, to muffins, to meats, and all the different types of snacks and things like that. They have made my life so much easier in the process of finding foods that fit my dietary needs. There are filters that you can adjust, such as non GMO, dairy free, gluten free, paleo, different preferences, and things like that. So, what they have done for us, because they're such a generous company, the Hungry Root team has given us a 40% off discount code on your first box. So, if you use the code FLOWER40, and that's capital FLOWER 40 at checkout, you will get 40% off your first box. I'm so excited to team up with these guys. They've made such an impact on my life in the morning and to my day to day life. And I hope you experience the exact same thing that I do. All of the information will be linked down below, including the link to where it should already be pre applied to your cart when you hit the link and go to their website. And I will also add the code at the bottom for easy access in our show notes. I hope you guys have a wonderful day and enjoy your first box through Hungry Root.
And mulch is everything. So I'm going to talk a little bit about some of the different styles of mulch that we use, because I mean, we really do use 3 different styles of mulch.
Yeah.
Why do we use mulch? So mulch keeps the soil cool, suppresses light so weeds can't germinate, and it helps retain moisture. So it does all of the things that you need to actually help the plants do even better. And we rely on 3 main styles of mulch. So our landscape fabric, and that is UV protected. It is super sturdy and strong. We are in our, trying to think, how many years have we used some of that fabric? I mean, we put it down, we pull it up. We put it down, we pull it up.
I feel like some of it's at least 4 years old.
Yeah. I mean, and it's still holding out perfectly fine. Absolutely fine. So in our production beds, we use the landscape fabric. The nice thing with that too is that has already got the holes poked in it, so we know exactly
The spacing
all of
of
our
everything.
spacing.
Yeah.
We have used the biodegradable fabric. We've used the cornstarch fabric.
Yeah. It's interesting. It would work for certain things like sunflowers, but it's not our favorite. We've tried it multiple different times, and each time we try it with a different flower, a different plant, like everything, it's just weird. And
It rips. The holes
Yeah.
aren't already there.
Yeah.
And then the infrastructure, I feel like it takes longer to put down because we use a black plastic mulch layer with that.
Yeah.
And since we're using that, then we have to lay.
Wall
We
fabric.
don't mow our rows.
No.
It doesn't work well.
It with how much we're in and out of there, it doesn't work because we're stomping it down with our feet.
Yeah.
And then you try and mow over it, it doesn't do anything. And then you have the grass trying to take over in
it just
yeah.
For the size that we are,
Yeah.
it doesn't work for us.
No.
It just doesn't.
No. I think it would work for somebody who has a lot more time on their hands to be able to be out there like managing that very like on top of it, checking it every day. But it didn't work very well for us. And another thing too, every time it would rain, the puddles would sit on top of the fabric and not drain anywhere.
Yeah, that cornstarch. And then it got, so if it was hot, if it rained,
Yes.
and then the puddles sat,
Yes.
it got like soupy.
Yes. Yeah.
It got really, really weird.
It got brittle really fast too, which I know it's supposed to because it's supposed to break down and everything else, but I didn't like it.
It didn't make sense for us.
No.
It didn't make sense. So then in our perennial section, we use 2 different types of fabric, and we also use 2 different styles of mulching. So some sections, we don't have any fabric other than the walk rows. So in the perennial section, we don't have, there's like mint in the mint area. We don't have anything in there. We just have regular fabric down the walk rows, and then we just mulch around that. That is so thick.
Yeah.
It doesn't
we don't
need
even
anything.
mulch in between it because it just,
No, not at all.
Disclaimer, if you plant mint, plant it in a container where you can move it. don't plant it in the ground ever unless you want it to take over.
Or you know that's where it's going to be forever.
Forever. And we're not kidding. You plant mint. Wow.
That's man combined.
Yeah, you plant mint, it will be there until you die. It will never, ever, ever leave your garden bed. Like my grandmother at my parents' house planted mint in the front garden bed. It has been there my entire childhood. It is still there. We've tried to kill it so many times. It just comes back every year, and every year it's even bigger and more beautiful.
Yeah. It's like, okay, I give up.
Nope.
I give up.
Plant it in a container.
Yeah, for sure. But make sure it doesn't grow out the bottom of the container.
Yeah. Yes.
Mint's tough.
Mint's very tough.
Mint is tough. So we don't have landscape fabric. We have it around the sides, and it doesn't go under because our walk rows are 6 feet wide.
Yeah.
So it doesn't creep under that side. Then we have some perennials when we're first getting them started, and to really give them a boost and not have to deal with weeds, we'll plant them in a fabric style landscape fabric.
If you're similar, wow, I cannot speak today. If you're familiar with Agrabah, the white fabric, it is practically that, just black and a little bit thicker.
And it works really well. The only issue I think we have with that is the foxes love to come and rip it apart.
They're like a cat. They come up and they scratch at it and tear it to pieces.
Yeah, we find these long pieces, and it's like, okay, when you're cutting the grass, you got to stop, pick it up so it doesn't get caught in the spindle. Like, oh my gosh, we really struggle with them.
Yeah.
Everybody's like, oh, do you have a hard time with the deer? But the deer, I know what I'm dealing with.
Yeah.
The foxes, I don't understand.
No.
Like what is happening with them. And then, so we have regular hardwood chip mulch that we use. We have the landscape fabric that is the DeWalt, super thick, UV protected, burnt holes, very specific. We also have the Agrabah black fabric for those softer perennials, because we can cut it out, or we can also then finally decide, okay, it's time for that to come out. The perennials are big enough. In our perennials section, or perennials, they're all perennials. In our peony, I caught what you have. In our peony section, to really combat those weeds out there, peonies like a lot of space, so we don't put them so tight together that they don't have enough airflow, and we want to make sure that they have room to grow. So what we do is we do the newspaper and mulch method for them, because when it was just mulch out there, we really struggled those years.
Yeah.
It was like the peonies would come up, we would cut them. And I also think our weeding rotation wasn't as tight as it is now.
Yeah.
But that really helped us overcome those weeds in those years. Because we put a new bed in, we planted them, we were really excited they were growing. Summer came, it was really rainy. This was 3 summers ago.
3 summers.
This is our third.
Yeah.
And everything just, like, the weeds just didn't stop.
No.
Like, oh,
I felt like we were still out there a lot, but it was like, it just,
I don't know. It was awful.
Yeah, we got to that point of, we'll deal with that in the fall. It was horrible.
Yeah. It just, and it's not like it was crabgrass, because crabgrass is another one. That's the other thing that I think we've done too, is we do use preen.
Yes.
In certain, in targeted areas, we will use preen to kind of just give us a little bit of an advantage. And if you're not familiar with preen is a pre-emergent. It stops germination. And that is great. We've also been using some rice hulls.
Yeah.
That has helped with some of the mulching that we've done. That stops germination too.
Yeah.
So and that's so much nicer to haul around compared to mulch. Oh my God.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
And another type of mulch we use too is pine shavings and straw.
Oh my gosh, yes.
Yeah.
We use a lot of pine shavings in the hoop houses. We use it in there quite a bit because it's a little nicer.
Yeah, it's not as heavy as mulch, but it still has all the same properties to it.
And the plants that we have in there are a little more sensitive.
Yeah.
So they seem to appreciate that, and it doesn't get as waterlogged as mulch does, if that makes sense. Like, it dries out better.
Yeah.
So among the ranunculus,
Uh-huh.
especially. Regular mulch was too heavy for them.
And too, like, you have to be careful with that because they're not super sturdy. The mulch would break their leaves.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was just too heavy, and they're such a important crop for us.
Mhm.
I baby the hell out of them
Mhm.
because I want them to have everything they need.
Yeah.
And if you spill a little pine shavings on them, you're not hurting them, and
No.
it's not going to do
No,
anything
and
to it.
you water, it'll wash them off the top of
Yeah.
the plant. Like, it's
Yeah.
not.
It's not a problem at
Mhm.
all.
And
And straw,
yeah.
we used all around the dahlias.
Uh-huh.
And that was huge for us because it wasn't it didn't radiate the heat
Yeah.
that the black fabric
Uh-huh.
does.
Because dahlias don't like to be super hot. They prefer to be cool. And you can tell when they're unhappy if they're too hot. They're
Yeah.
they don't look good when they're hot.
No,
Yeah.
they're very unhappy. We cut them back.
Mhm.
I mean,
Mhm.
you kind of
We
have
have
to.
to. Yeah.
Kind of have to. Breaks my heart.
Mhm. And we used straw around the roses this year too for kind of the same reason, to keep the, like, we used the
We used the agrabah when we planted them,
Mhm.
but you could literally see them drooping
Yeah.
because they got hot.
Uh-huh.
And I was like, you know what? Let's put straw on top
Yep.
because then we don't have the radiant heat.
Mhm.
And over time, it kind of blows away. It doesn't biodegrade. It ended up kind of coming off.
After I laid a whole row, you know, the little, like, dust tornadoes that you get with your leaves, that happened to the straw, and it went like 20 feet in the air after I was finished laying all of it. It was a super hot Saturday. I was over it. I was tired. And then that came through and blew up half the row. I was so upset.
You could just see it on your face. I was like, what happened? You're like, I'm going home. You're like, I'm done. I'm going home.
It's like, I'm dealing with that Monday. I can't.
You're like, I'm done.
Yeah.
I'm done. So, and there's been a couple years. So most of the time in the winter, at the end of the season, we let everything sit through the entire winter. That way there's seeds for the birds. It just, I don't know. I feel like it's.
And it also, too, lets the plants die completely and put all their nutrients back into the soil.
Yeah. The one year we wanted to try it where we removed everything and then we planted a cover crop. We had a lot of clover. So I know there's a lot of like plant a cover crop and it's a living mulch and all of those types of things. But I feel like that's almost a next level grower when you have a lot. I mean, we have 5 acres.
Yeah.
And some of it's in perennials. I mean, so for us, the living mulch and the cover crop, it just doesn't it didn't work for us well because we found that letting everything just die back naturally and then we pull and work the soil and all of that kind of like it seems to
Now, I feel like too with like cover crop, yes, it would sit over the winter and that's a long period of time, but we start pulling everything in like February, March. It's not enough time because by the time we need it to like start come out, it's starting to get big and beautiful. It's weird.
Because we finish. You're right. I mean, that last hard killing frost for us is usually middle of November.
Yeah.
I mean, there's usually a couple little frosts before then,
I would
but
say
by
that
the
hard
time we're
freeze is like
yeah.
beginning to mid-November. Yeah.
So from November to end of January, February, that's it. It's just those couple months. And again, I mean, this past year when there was snow on the ground, that whole area of ours was so filled with birds pulling all of those seeds. I just I don't want to pull it sooner.
No. We're helping the bird population.
Exactly. And another really crucial thing to think about is every time you turn your soil over or change your soil, don't till more than you need to because every time you turn it over, you expose your soil with a fresh layer of dormant seeds just waiting to sprout. Just they're like, all right. So picture this. It's mid-season. You've got rows of cosmos and zinnias, and maybe there's the tail end of a ranunculus The dahlias might just start blooming just a little bit in the beginning of warmth, and suddenly there's this takeover coming. You can just see the weeds. They're just getting ready to explode. So how do you stay on top of it? What do you do?
We always weed on a daily basis, honestly.
Yeah.
And pull the weeds when they're small. Don't wait for them to get big.
No.
Stay on top of it and pull them small.
And weed when it's wet.
Yes, weed when it not like immediately after it rains, but like a day after. And that way the soil's moist, but you're not going to be soaking wet, because it is a pain in the butt when you're trying to weed and then your entire arm is soaked in water. And then your gloves are wet, and then you feel gross, and you can't push your hair back if it's falling in your face. You can't pull up your pants if they're falling down. Like, you're just it's gross.
Or retie your shoes.
Yeah. Yeah.
It makes it
Mhm.
messy.
It does, but wait like a day or two after it rains, and not like a super heavy, like I just got 3 inches of rain, like half an inch. That way it just like lightens that top layer of soil.
And if you haven't had rain for a while and you're trying to figure out morning, because the soil's a little moister in the morning.
Yeah,
That definitely makes a difference.
Yeah.
And tools. What are the tools?
Hori knives are our favorite.
Yeah.
Yeah. They are amazing. You can find them on Amazon. I don't know if your local garden center will have them or not.
They look like something from like you would duel with or something. Like they look like
a knife.
Yeah, they are.
Yeah.
But they are phenomenal for digging. I mean, we use them.
We use them everywhere.
Everywhere.
For planting, for weeding, for like literally everything.
Yeah.
And it's always my favorite. I'll walk into the barn after being outside weeding, and there's a customer in here, and I have this big knife in my hand. I'm like, I'm sorry.
Hi. Nobody messes with Kendall.
No.
She's got her knife.
Yeah.
I think those there's different types of hose. There's a regular hoe, there's the razor edge hoe, there's the one that looks like, for all of you horse lovers, it looks like a stirrup. It's called a stirrup hoe. Those are really good for cutting things off. I mean, there's shovels if your weeds are that bad.
And we've had weeds that are that bad. I can't ever remember what the actual name of the weed is called. We call it Hydra because it's everywhere here, and you have to dig it out.
Yeah.
So we've definitely, there's like holes throughout the field because
sorry about your ankle.
Because we've had to dig it out. It's so don't feel like you're doing anything wrong if you have to use a shovel.
Yeah, for sure.
And
for sure,
mini shovels. You don't have to use a great big huge shovel. Mini shovels are our favorite.
Yeah. And it's not because we're girls.
No. It's just, it works better, and that way you're not digging a 8-inch round hole.
Right. It's more targeted to where you need it to be.
Yeah. And to have a bucket for your weeds. That helps so much.
And if it's going to go to seed, get it out of there.
Don't leave it there. God, don't leave it there.
Get it
and
out of there.
The weeds, I don't know what they're called either. The weeds that where you touch them and then they shoot their seeds out at you. Those are so annoying.
They always get in my eyes.
Yes.
Even when I have sunglasses on. You touch them, they go bing, 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 bing. You can hear them.
And then if their seed touches one of the other pods that has seeds in it, it'll also
it shoots them off. Like, what the actual heck? What the heck?
Yeah.
Ugh. Okay. So these are all short-term. Solutions preventing long-term issues. But if you are doing a more formal garden, if you're doing something that is not going to turn over like what we're doing, there's a couple different strategies that you can use. So if you're in the flower game for like the long haul, you have like this perennial garden, you want everything to look great. There's a couple different things you can do. If you're a flower farmer and you have great big rotations, that's when cover crop really comes in.
Yeah.
And I get that. But if you have a garden, for instance, and you're listening to this because you just want tips and hints about gardening and ways to prevent things, consider building your permanent pathways, wood chips, stone. I mean, if you're really looking for it to be permanent, there's lots of bricks and pavers. Yeah. I mean, we have pavers kind of tucked in a couple places.
In a couple places, yeah.
Just
Mhm.
to make sure that the weeds stay down around them.
And plus, it makes it look pretty.
It does.
It does. You feel like, oh, I'm so fancy. Like it's
Yeah.
just that like awesome feeling of
Yes.
I
Yes.
accomplished this.
Exactly.
Mhm.
And it's pretty.
Mhm.
And maybe less glamorous, but more important, know when to stop. Know when to just be like, you know what, we're not getting ahead of this. This is invasive. We're having a problem with this.
Mhm.
Or you want to put a new bed in. I want to put this in. Stop and tarp.
Yeah.
If you can stop it, you can solarize it, get a tarp, put it down. It may not be pretty. You may have to put cinder blocks on it so that it doesn't blow, or
I
black
say
bags.
you can use bags. Don't just pin it to the ground because it will blow away if you get a windstorm. It is. And that's the worst because then it's halfway across your field and you're like, what the hell?
We've actually had multiple rows come out. If one
Uh-huh.
row comes up, it'll pull the rest of the rows out with it.
And then I'll take down the fence. It's great.
Those are the best days ever.
I always hate pulling in those mornings. I'm like, oh.
I'm just like, really? And I try really, really hard in the morning. Like my bathroom window, when I get up and I take a shower and I'm stumbling around first thing in the morning, I look out that window and I can see over the field for the most part. And I always try to like check and see like anything I have to deal with at 6:30 this morning.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. And then if there is something, I'm like, do I text Kenley? Do I not text Kenley?
Yeah.
Many times I don't text Kenley. I'm like, let her just have her morning of peace.
Yeah.
It's interesting. But if you're going to solarize, make sure you put that tarp down. Make sure you put the things on top of it that hold it in place. And it takes about 4 to 6 weeks to really reset that soil chemistry. It really, really does. Trying to think. I think knowing your garden, knowing the plants, and with Google image search now, you can
it's
definitely
so easy now.
definitely find out the names of the plants. And
PJ and I did that yesterday. We were on our way home from my parents' house, and I was like, "What is that plant? It looks like lupine, but it's not." And
are they the little purple dudes?
No, just like the leaf structure kind of looks like it.
Gotcha.
And we were driving by, and I was like, "What is that?" And I had PJ pull over and take a picture of it so I could Google search it. I was like, "Okay, yeah, it's called Mayapple or something."
Oh yeah, Maypop.
Yeah.
Oh, I love them.
Yeah. I was
love
like,
them. They're on like the edges of woods.
Yes.
Yes.
Yes. That's where we saw him. I was like, I have been wondering what this is for the past like 3 weeks. I was like, can you just take a picture for me?
You're like, I'm gonna know what it is. Love my apples. All right. So most of you know me, and most of you know that I have like this core education piece in my soul that I just can't undo. So I'm going to give you guys homework. You've got Bloom homework this week. So I want you to take a walk through your garden and either pick one bed that's been bugging you, mulch it, weed it, tarp it, whatever it needs doing, small wins, and you can do just a small section. Or, and I would love before and after pictures. Send me before and after pictures of like, here's my garden, here's the section that I struggle with, here's what I've done. I think that would be so much fun. Send me your pictures. Or take a picture of the weed that drives you craziest and send it to us because we would love to see what's bugging you. And I know I've got listeners literally all over the world. So those of you in Australia, yes, I'm calling you out. Those of you in China, yes, I'm calling you guys out. I would love to see, what are your weeds? What do you have? It's a little different than what we have, but the strategy is still the same. You still have to pull them. So, but don't forget, weed pressure is normal. It means that your soil is good. The right tools. Don't get Kenley and her knife at you. And mindset, you're the one who's in control. So, but I just want to say thanks, guys, so much for hanging out with us today. If you found this episode helpful, do us a little favor, screenshot it, share it on your stories, tag us. If you love the flower files, leave us a review. It helps other growers and flower lovers find us. And honestly, it just makes our day.
It does. It does.
It
It's
does.
always like after we post an episode, it's like the next day we all like huddle around and look and like we're so excited. It's awesome.
Does.
Yeah.
So thank you, thank you, thank you. Until next time, keep your blooms wild and your weeds few.
Mm-hmm.
Stay rooted. And we will chat with you soon.
Yeah.
Have a weedless, wonderful day.
Yeah. Bye.
Bye.
Hey guys, just dropping a line to tell you about Patreon. So I asked them, meaning Mom and Amber, what is Patreon anyway? Because I honestly had no idea. So we're going to explain it to you from our perspective so that you understand and so that I understand.
Because the first time I saw it, I was like, Patron, we're drinking tequila? Great. So Patreon is for less than a cup of coffee, those fancy coffees that y'all like, a day, you can sign up to become one of our members.
A little family.
Exactly. And what does that get us?
It gets us some freebies, some special episodes that other people do not get access to. You can interact with us on a special platform where we can ask you questions and interact with you. It's tons of fun.
Mm-hmm. And even on those special episodes, we might be less censored than we are already. And we're going to have a couple fun ones that we can just kind of throw in there and talk about and laugh and go on tangents and have fun. So I hope that you all enjoy it because we're going to have fun along the way. We're crazy, crazy, crazy excited.
Thanks, guys.
Yeah.
Back to the episode now.
Yeah.
Bye.
Gotcha!